say, welcome to the Rondo Show podcast. I can't even hear myself. Oh, yes, I can. I can hear myself now. All right. You always laughing at something when shit start. When I try to do the intro, she get the fucking up. The intro, man. God. Welcome to the Rondo Show podcast. Episode 9 of season 3. I appreciate you for viewing and tolerating my many distractions. It ain't my fault. I try to be here and present during each podcast. But, women, y'all know what y'all do. Y'all know what y'all do. You know what I mean? I'm over here trying to pod and she over here flashing titties. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Throwing titties on the screen and shit. Flicking her tongue. You know what I mean? Bad enough her face looked like that. You know what I mean? I gotta try to focus while I'm trying to figure out what else she looked like other than a human being, you know what I mean? But as I try to focus, you know what I mean? I got her trying to sexually distract me. Maybe that's just an alien tactic. They think sex works good with humans, so they try to distract us sexually. You know what I mean? When they want to get a mission or fulfill a plan to distract our mission on Earth. But anyway, welcome to the Rondo Show podcast. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about today. I just made that up. That was some bullshit. I'm sorry, baby. You know me. I'm all about the jokes. I'm all about the jokes. I'm all about the jokes. Hope everybody out there is doing fine. Hope everybody out there is good. Hashtag StopAsianHate. I don't know where that shit came from, but I ain't with it. So, be nice to people. Keep wearing y'all masks, etc. Because we don't want this shit to come back, even though it's still here. I just don't want it to get stronger. COVID almost out of here. I feel like in my mind and heart. I feel like in my soul, I don't know where it's at, but it ain't right here. You know what I mean? My mom caught it. No, my mom didn't catch it. My stepdad caught it. He got over it. You know what I mean? They quarantined or whatever. They back good. So it's like, you know what I mean? The other people who get it, I don't really give a fuck about them. So now I'm fucking with you. It's the Rondo Show. You know I had to say something funny, like something borderline fucked up. You know what I mean? But, nah, man. I just hope everybody out there doing good and, like, just practicing social distancing and making sure you stay away from motherfuckers. This is what we gotta make sure we do even when this shit is gone. Even when they say, you can go back outside, I'm gonna say, fuck no. Fuck no. I'm gonna have a mask and gloves. And I want my employer to make me come in without that. So we can have to start this whole thing over again. It's like, nigga, do you really need me to explain to you why I'm doing this? Think about how much shit we touched before this shit. And then how many times we touched our face. Then how many people we were around who were coughing, sneezing, talking. I advise everybody to look up this video. We all should have seen it in high school, but it showed you actually how far a sneeze actually travels. Sneezes travel very far. It's kind of disgusting how far they travel. No, they travel pretty fucking far. You know, hold on. Yeah, they travel pretty fucking far. And motherfuckers just, keep eating the food after your man done said a whole speech over top of it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, too, same way you can sit there and think about particles that you have never seen in your whole life entering into your food, it's the same way you can think about the fact that that shit ain't never killed you or nobody you know about. So it's like, at the end of the day, bro, this whole corona shit was a fluke. It was some whole other extra shit. It was like, you know what I mean? Satan had some shit for you, you know what I mean? And here we go. But I still believe social distancing is important. staying away from people, staying inside, staying around healthy people, keeping your body healthy, maintaining your immune system. And yeah, not touching your face as often, washing your hands, and washing your ass, because a lot of y'all niggas is disgusting. You know what I mean? Myself included. I'll include myself in that just so everybody can shut the fuck up. But welcome to the Rondo Show podcast, episode 9. I hope you enjoyed episode 7 and 8 with my man NASCAR P. No matter what happens, no matter whether he on this podcast or he not on this podcast, that's still my brother. You know what I mean? I love that nigga, so I appreciate everything he contributed because we done had some amazing fucking times and episodes, and we can have that in the future. You know what I mean? You know, I just look back and I just be like, damn, bro, like we really the ghost of this shit. Like we really, really good at what we do, and we really, really believe in ourselves, and we really love each other, and we really love people. You know what I mean? Just the idea of living life and experiencing shit with different people and being around people. And I think that yeah, man. I just think when we come together, pause. It's his own thing. You know what I mean? It's real. It's fucking amazing though. It's nothing like our episodes together. I'm not gonna sit here and shit on that nigga. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and act like that nigga ain't a fucking good ass co-host. You know? Yeah. It's always, you know what I mean, a fucking hit whenever we fucking touch the mic. You know what I mean? Whether that's on music or whether it's fucking podcasting, whether we got a movie idea, whether we found some artist on Instagram that we think we should fucking sign. We be looking at everything the same way, like fashion, all of that. We have two very opposing, drastically different ways of approaching the same things and the same passions, and it's just like I don't know. It's very artistic when it comes together. It's really something like magnificent. I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm not gonna be mad that the nigga not here right now because I understand why things went the way it do, why things went the way it did. The things I don't understand, I'm sure we can always have a conversation about it. And at the same time, like I said, we both are two individual artists that are very creative, very dope, and we very are very sensitive and strong at the same time. So you know things go the way they go. You know what I mean? You need to make sure that you maintain your real relationship before you try to have something publicly and uh, try to start some type of business venture or some type, especially when you're talking with somebody publicly. It's like day in day out, you got to be around this person. You got to work together. So it's like at the end of the day, y'all the idiosyncrasies or whatever y'all don't get along with, it's gonna come apart. I mean, it's gonna come up in the art, and it's gonna be the reason it comes apart. So you're gonna have to make sure, like I said, back when it happened, contracts, my nigga. Moving forward, we already know what it is. I ain't really gotta go into that, but man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you saw those last episodes, if you heard those last episodes, please share it with somebody else. If you didn't, shit, go watch the shit right now. That shit is amazing. It might be better than this one, honestly, because this one right here, it's gonna be me, like, you know what I mean? Uh, I don't know what this episode gonna bring. I ain't gonna say that. And then I debated if I should just run with it or not, and I ain't running with that shit. Fuck that. I don't know what this episode might do. This might be my best fucking episode right here. Um, I'm saying it's not because I don't like the visuals like that, but that episode ain't have no visuals. So this one still might do better. On how I judge my podcast success is, it's hard to judge it. I don't really try to judge it, but I do look what makes me feel like I did a good job is when I listen and I like learn something, or when I feel like when I'm listening and I'm feeling like a listener. I don't feel like I was on that episode. If I don't feel like I was talking the whole time, sometimes I get off and I'm like, I don't even need to hear that shit, bro. Every time it came out of my mouth, I was like tired of it. So, um, then there's other episodes when I was like, was I even there, or who was that? You know what I mean? And that's the type of shit that I like. I like making myself sit back and have to listen and not think so much because I think a lot. You know what I mean about everything. So if you know me, you know I struggle with thinking maybe too much. Um, and if you don't know me, you might still know that. So that's funny. Um, but man, yeah, man. What is there to talk about? Should we resort to the notes, folks? Let's resort to the notes, folks. We resort to the notes. Resort to the notes. Resort to the notes, folks. Resort to the notes. Resort to the notes. Resort to the note, folks. We are resorting to the notes, folks. Resorting to the notes, folks. I hate how old heads think that because of your age, you don't know shit. Like, come on, my dude. Like, I ain't been through nothing. You just gonna negate everything that I done seen in my life. Even though 23 years, 24 years ain't that long. Am I 24? Happy birthday to me, belated. February, that's a couple months ago. That's a break ago, a whole fucking season ago. But happy belated birthday to me. I don't really talk about myself on this podcast if y'all don't know. See, I do a real good job about being humble. I'm not all about myself. Ha 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 ha. So you can never say that about me. Ha 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 ha. But anyway, yes, I'm 24, and I feel like, dog, that's still a long ass time. Well, that's not even a long ass time. That's still enough time to go through enough shit to know something about life. I feel like, and at the same time, it's not like it's about what you went through. What happened in those 24 years? You know what I mean? It could be a short time, but what happened during that short time? You know what I mean? Let's not negate people's existences and their experiences and their wisdom even because they don't have a vast, you know what I mean, majority of it. You know what I mean? Let's take the knowledge that we get as the knowledge that we get. And let's stop trying to control how messages are conveyed. Let's not try to determine who does what because now we're playing God and God has the only say in what's going on. He has the only divine plan for us all. You know what I mean? He has the set in stone thing. So at the end of the day, if I was given this knowledge and it feels like it's seeping out of me, I feel like it's on my heart to share it with you. Let me share it with you. Don't you tell me, oh, because you're 24, you don't know nothing. Because what does that do for me? What does that do for me or anybody else that I might have told some positivity? What does that do for you? We know that what it does for you is feed your ego, makes you feel better, makes you feel needed, makes you feel like you know something more than somebody else. But at the end of the day, what does knowing more than somebody else really have to do with anything? At the end of the day, you still sitting here talking to me, Mr. 50, Big 50. I'm Mr. Mini 24. I'm still sitting here talking to you. I'm able to have a conversation that you understand, resonate with, and are even getting infuriated about, but you trying to tell me I don't know shit. So it's one of them things, man. I look at it like straight up. Knowledge can come from wherever. I done said that shit on this podcast too many times. I mean, I done been in California, I done been in DC, I done been in fucking Virginia and North Carolina and had homeless people tell me the craziest shit and then tell me the number one thing I needed to hear at that time in my life. Some shit my mom will pay a therapist thousands of dollars to tell her. Meanwhile, I got this crackhead who done smoked his whole life up, but he could sit here and tell me the same thing. You know what I mean? But it's because it's not about necessarily who's conveying it, how they conveying it necessarily even. It's more about what's being conveyed. What's being conveyed will always shine beyond that, whether it's positive or negative. and positivity gonna be stronger than the negativity. So all that negativity you could try to use, you could try to frame shit as young people do this, young people do that, you millennials, You can be like a insurance company and judge me and raise my rate because of my age. Or, hold on, you can also miss out on all the benefits of fucking with the young niggas. Or you can fuck with the young niggas and reap the benefits of fucking with the young niggas. Might actually fuck around and live longer. Might fuck around actually learn something. Might fuck around actually have a life purpose and help somebody. You know what I mean? Cause you ain't helping nobody just telling niggas what they doing wrong. That ain't helping nobody. You know, niggas know all day what they doing wrong when they make mistakes, when they don't get the results they want. It's just cause people failing. Why we always act like people who don't succeed or people who make mistakes wanted that? Why is that the assumption? When we all know when you do it, you want somebody to have to understand that you made a mistake. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want that. I want all good things. Don't nobody want no problems. Don't nobody want no problems. But we all act like, motherfucker must have did something, you know what I mean? They wanted it in some way, shape, or form, you know what I mean? He wouldn't have it if he didn't want it, didn't do it, didn't earn it, you know what I mean? He didn't ask for it. So it's a thing, man. Try to practice empathy with the world. Try to make sure if you was old, you wouldn't want motherfuckers saying, oh, you don't know shit about this young shit, bro. You can't help me. I don't know. Excuse me. It's the thing I noticed that people have, and it's very egotistical. It's not good to me. You know what I mean? I don't like shit like that. That shit made me not fuck with people. That shit made me mad. You know what I mean? Made me feel like I can't trust you. You know what I mean? Cause you like a whole op. You know what I mean? You'll change the information and edit information. You know what I mean, to limit niggas' growth. You know what I mean? You that type of motherfucker. I can't even take your word for it, even if you decide to finally give me the game. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna believe that you the type of nigga to let ego get in front of a message, a beautiful message. Some shit that's here to save the world, some shit that could change your life, my life, anybody's life. You sat there and chose to let who you are and whatever you wanted for you, your existence, your little, you like that nigga who like trying to hold the elevator open, you know what I mean? Like, let it go, my nigga. Be free, be happy for somebody else, bro. That's the true, that's the true sign of freedom and being free is being able to be happy for somebody else, genuinely. Like, being able to be happy for somebody else is proof that you are happy. You know what I mean? Because you can't be happy for somebody else if you ain't happy. You gonna always be mad, bro. And we gonna know. We gonna know why you mad. It's because you ain't fucking happy. You know what I mean? You can't. It's only but so long you can see people succeed without doing it yourself. You know what I mean? It's gonna become, you know what I mean, those things, that little negative energy, you're gonna have it inside. And it's not gonna be necessarily, in my mind, it might not even be your fault. How I look at it like cause and effect. You know what I mean? If I was you, I feel the same. But at the same time, I'm big on doing something about shit. I'm big on getting up and doing something. So if you ain't gonna do that, you know what I mean, that's you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm big on that. So I always say if I was you, I would do this. But if I was you, I would do what you doing. You know what I mean? We would have the same results. You know what I mean? So I just, like I said, this podcast is just encouraging humans to inspire a better future around them. You know what I mean? It ain't about controlling nobody. It ain't about telling nobody what to do. It ain't about telling nobody what you think they should do. It's more about conveying what you've seen, what you've heard, what you learned, and then just period, letting it be just that. As long as you did that, like I feel like that's the biggest. That's your whole part. That's your entire effort. You know what I mean? That's your community service. It ain't really much more for niggas to do. Like you said, I'm 24. How much do I really know? You know what I mean? I ain't shit. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing. You know what I mean? I ain't go to college. I ain't got no money. You know what I mean? Nigga ain't got no money. Nigga ain't successful at what he talking about. So how you gonna listen to a nigga talking about it? How? Everybody got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? What you can't get a job because you ain't had a job before. At some point, somebody had to give you a job. So it's like about faith, wisdom, and somebody seeing the real in you at some point in time. You know what I mean? I got the faith, I got the wisdom, and I know niggas see the real in me. You know what I mean? So it's just what it is, and my time will come. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody for supporting me up until this point. You know what I mean? I can always learn something from an older person. You know what I mean? I could always learn something from a person my age. I remember when I didn't want to talk around people my age, but then I learned that like to even apply the knowledge that I got from an older person, I had to be in tune enough with my generation to even know what's going on. I remember I came back to guide people. I'm trying to help the youth. I remember I said, how do you guide the youth when the youth is you? I wrote that in 9th grade. I said, how do you guide the youth when the youth is you? Then at the same time, I was like, how do you guide the youth, nigga, when you going back to the youth, nigga, you don't never hang out with the youth, and the youth is looking at you like you crazy because they talking about this, that, and the third Game of Thrones, Call of Duty, this, and you don't know shit. You know what I mean? You can't even relate to niggas on their level. You just the hater nigga. You just over there saying, why you playing them video games? You should be focusing on this. Why you doing this? You should be focusing on that. Why you doing that? Your growth is this. When you get this age, you're gonna be that. They like, nigga, you 13 too. What the fuck is you talking about? Like, just because you ain't got no damn PlayStation don't mean you gonna tell me that this is the distraction, my nigga. You know what I mean? You better get the fuck out of here and go get you a PlayStation so you can see what the fuck I'm talking about. I told my niggas, bro, I was like, nigga, I can really hang out with a girl, take her to the movies or something, have a great day, have a good date, talk to her, hang out with her, lay up with her, not have no sex and still feel satisfied, just as satisfied as I feel like I would be if I fucked her. My nigga said, you say that now, bruh, until you get some pussy. I said, why the fuck it gotta be like that? God damn. You see what I'm saying? It's like, but he's right. I didn't know enough about what I was saying I didn't want to fuck with. I mean, I didn't need before I even, you know what I mean? How you gonna say you don't fuck with something and you ain't even experienced it? You ain't even tried it out. You know what I mean? So it's like the same thing with this old and young shit. It's like, I'm always open because I don't want to miss out on the knowledge. Sometimes the knowledge might be some knowledge I didn't necessarily need because I already had the knowledge. I kind of had the thought in my head that this could go this way. But at the same time, I'm like, let me try it because it could be a possibility that I'm wrong because I don't have all the knowledge. So if I know that, let me just try it out. You know what I mean? And then whatever results I have, that's my results. Okay. I mean, people get so caught up, like I said, in wins and losses. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Wins and losses, just stop counting and tallying shit up, bro. Just be. Just exist and try to just be happy. Don't, all that other shit is going to have you working forever. You going to be working like a motherfucker just to be happy, bro. You know what I mean? The world's going to respond to your energy. And if your energy is always in the mode of trying, your energy is never in the success mode. It's never in the complete mode. It's never in the mode of working to. It's never in the mode of starting. It gets past the mode of starting. It never gets to the working and then the completing. It always gets to the working. I'm trying. I'm starting this. I'm starting that. I'm starting this. I'm starting that. Motherfuckers setting goals and setting this and doing this, and motherfuckers never get to the part because they don't start living like that. I mean, they don't think about the day when they actually achieve their goal, what that's gonna feel like. You know what I mean? If that's gonna feel like when you homeless, I always take it back to that because it's the easiest way to look at it. When I was homeless, I'm like, okay, when I'm not homeless, how would I feel? I probably will feel clean. I probably will smell good. I probably look in the mirror and like my skin, like my grooming. I'll probably look down and like my clothes. So let me aim for that now. Why am I trying to envision some weird ass fake falsified unknown plan that's gonna just pop up in the middle to save me and do the work for me? It's like, how about I just aim for those things that I pointed out that I knew was the direct key to my goal, and once I started doing that, every day was planned out from there, whether I knew it or not. Each moment, each second led to the next, the next, you know what I mean, so forth and so on, you know. Hate podcasting, man. Cause I'm a talking ass nigga, bro, and I just don't know if that's my best. Like, I know it's so much more to me, man, than me talking to people. You know what I mean? If you know me, then you know, like, you know the real value is in being with me and around me. You know what I mean? You know the real, this is cool, you know what I mean? This is fun, knowledge game. You know what I mean? Watching him do the pod, or hearing me do this shit, or even watching the pod yourself, I'm sure is a good experience. But I think that the best value from me is getting to know me and being a part of my family. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, babe, for being the mom of my child, and I will gladly be a father, you know, with you to these 2 children that we have now. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I can't wait. I'm so scared though. DC said when the baby came out, she came out her head first and looked right in his eyes, and he said he almost passed out. Bro, I was getting my hair done one time, and she had this fucked up ass, gory ass movie on, bro. And they was like doing this autopsy. They was picking apart pieces of the inside of this body, bro. And I passed out. She was twisting my hair hella tight, but I still passed the fuck out. And it's because I smoked a fat ass backwood on the way there. All I had eaten was a banana that day. I had nothing but a backwood, no water. Went up, sat down. It was like every twist, I just kept getting more and more sick. I was like, I'm about to fall the fuck out. So I said, let me go to the bathroom. As soon as I said, yo, I'm about to go to the bathroom, she said, okay. I get up to go to the bathroom. And all I remember is, no. All right, nigga, you sit your ass down. You not going nowhere to no bathroom. I said, yep. That's how you know you about to pass out. Is when you get that first thought of, I need to go make sure I'm all right. Yeah, you're already not all right. You know what I mean? No, I ain't scared of shit, you know what I mean? I'm scared, but I ain't scared, you know? I just want everything to be okay with the baby, you know what I mean? We had a miscarriage, that shit fucked me up, you know what I mean? I was real sad, you know? I was feeling like I was broken or something, you know what I mean? Like I did something, or that we could have did something better, but I think this time it's gonna be all perfect health. Like so far we got all good news, and I think it's just gonna be the same for the rest of this life with this little family. So stay tuned. We got 2 babies, 2 of them things. You know what I mean? And it's about to be real. You know what I mean? Rondo Show podcast, episode 9. I appreciate you. This episode was about what?